Hey, good morning, everyone. It's Stephanie. I'm headed to an appointment in Frisco. I just wanted to take you along with me for a ride so you can see what it's like actually living and driving in Frisco, Texas. It is around 9 a.m. and there probably won't be as much traffic, but at least you'll get to see. And if you want more videos like this, we're going to tour neighborhoods, we're going to tour houses, we're going to talk about what the real estate market's like and all the things Frisco. And we're going to go to South Frisco. On the way, we'll talk a little bit about some of the things that we see, new developments. If you look off to the right up here, there is a community park and pool. In most neighborhoods in Frisco, the neighborhoods are built like that, so expect to see that. Expect to pay a different fee for that, an HOA fee. That's one of the most important things that you want to get information on. April here in Texas. The grass is just now starting to turn from brown to green. If you didn't know, during the winter it does get cold here, it does snow, so be prepared for that. A lot of people are surprised when they relocate here and they have no idea that we can actually get snow in Dallas, and when we do get snow, it shuts everything down. I think I've been here about 15 years, and in the last 15 years we've got a really bad snow once every about, I don't know, 5 years, but it has pretty much like shut grids down, and we have no snow trucks or plow trucks that you're used to in the Northeast. Okay, so you'll see in front of me another part of a neighborhood, Estates at Rock Hill. Estates at Rock Hill is a Frisco neighborhood that's zoned to Frisco ISD. It's in the very far, it's like the farthest corner of West Frisco, almost where you hit 380. And they're still building over here, so you'll see Grand Homes is super popular. We'll look at some more communities as we go. So like I said, it's like 9 o'clock in the morning, so there's really not as much traffic. This road, which is PGA Parkway, usually in the morning it gets a little backed up going across 423. So be prepared for traffic in Frisco. It's going to be quite frustrating for probably the next couple of years while everything gets built out. Okay, and right now we're going east on Rock Hill / PGA Parkway. We're going over a major highway, which is FM 423. FM 423 is in West Frisco, and it runs north to south. And you'll also notice that the lights don't last very long. They let like 5 cars go, and everybody gets so upset about that. All right, so while we're here, let's talk about off to the left. So when we go over the interstate, not interstate, it's FM 423, off to the left is Somerset Park. It's a really great neighborhood zoned to Frisco ISD. It's one of the newer neighborhoods in the West Frisco development. And off to the right is called Hazelwood. Now this is a brand new development. They've got, I don't even think they've sold any houses yet, but they do have probably about 10 spec houses up. They're building housing, and they're also building like single family residences and then also townhouses, which we're starting to see in Frisco, that there's a lot of neighborhoods that are doing townhouses inside of developments with larger houses. So there's a range of pricing. All right, so we're going over 423. Okay, so now we're headed towards the new PGA development. It's like the hottest thing here in Frisco. Lots and lots of new homes being built, new restaurants. I mean, it's a billions of dollars investment into the community. Property values are going up a little bit higher on the west side of Frisco than they are at the east. off to the left, we have a neighborhood called Hollyhock. It's one of the most popular neighborhoods in Frisco, West Frisco particularly. We'll actually do a tour of that here in the coming days, so be sure to check out the tour of that. On the right is just another portion of Hollyhock neighborhood. Okay, so we're coming on a roundabout. If you don't know what roundabouts are, they're not like super popular everywhere, and they can be a little tricky if you don't know how to use a roundabout. So make sure you check in the driving manuals or Texas laws about using roundabouts and the right-of-ways. Okay, so now we're going south on Teal Parkway. This is also part of what they're developing new in the PGA area. So really off to the left, you can't see it, but there's lots of greenery and golf course. Okay, so if you look to the top right corner of the screen, that's going to be Stafford Middle School. That middle school's been around for a little while, but it's Frisco ISD. Middle schools and high schools here are usually pretty large, so expect that you'll have maybe about 1,000 to 2,000 students in the high school. I think Frisco just likes to have a small environment for students. Okay, so off to the left, Frisco is building a huge park, and we'll talk more about that on another video. But Frisco has a ton of parks. They have a map that shows where their different parks are, what the various projects are. But this one is going to be super nice, and I think it's expected to be complete in the end of 2025 or the beginning of 2026. On the right side, there is a portion of Grayhawk neighborhood. That's also another popular one. It's a pretty large. It goes across the highway. And here on the left side is one of Frisco's high schools called Lone Star. And Lone Star has actually produced a couple of NFL players. So it's a really great football program, and a lot of people like getting in for the sports. Okay, so now we're going to turn left on Panther Creek, which is a major road here also. We're going to go east. Right here is the Traditions of Frisco. It's a really great neighborhood as well. It's a really great neighborhood, a little bit older. But the big news around here is off to the left. They're building a ton of houses in the new PGA development. On the right, we have Northwood Manor. Those are fairly new houses. But we're coming up on one of my favorite neighborhoods in all of Frisco. And you'll see Newman Village up here on the right-hand side. This is the north entrance to Newman Village. It is gated. It's one of the best neighborhoods in Frisco. You're probably not going to get in there for under $1 million. But they've got some pretty big houses. And if you can tell off to the left, there are construction trucks everywhere because there's all kinds of stuff being built. Good news about Frisco is that if you get caught in some kind of traffic, make sure you use the Waze app. It's like built like a grid, so there's always some way around something here if you get stuck in an accident or traffic's just backed up, which is great for newcomers because it can get a little bit frustrating if you have to sit in traffic very long. So we're traveling right now over Legacy, which is also another major road that runs north to south in Frisco. And we're headed up to the Dallas North Tollway. And across the tollway is where they're going to build the Universal Studios. It's going to be huge. It's going to bring a large development, lots of houses, lots of people, and it's supposed to be pretty cool. But we're actually going to turn right on the tollway and let you see a little bit of a glimpse of what traffic's like. Shouldn't be too bad in the morning, but they are doing some work on Dallas North Tollway that won't be complete until the end of the year. And sometimes it still gets backed up when you're trying to go south towards Plano or Dallas. So just be aware. Okay, on the right-hand side, there is a big field, and I guarantee you that there's going to be a lot of restaurants and shops there because every piece of land in Frisco that anyone sees, they're buying and developing it for something because it's such a great market to invest in. Alright, now we're getting on Dallas North Tollway. We're still in North Frisco. I would consider this like middle of Frisco. If you go on the other side of the tollway, we consider that East Frisco. But this is definitely one of the major roads that you will be on if you're going to travel into Plano or Carrollton or Fort Worth or Dallas for commuting. And in the morning, it can get pretty hectic. But you can see that they're doing some construction on it. They're going to be widening it to 4 lanes on each side. So that'll definitely help with some of the congestion. But also a tip, on Friday night, if you're trying to go out, take a different route because it's also very packed when you're trying to get out. A lot of people like to go to Dallas. A lot of people like to go to just there's all kinds of stuff around the area. So just be aware. And by the way, the speed limit is 70 miles per hour on the tollway. Obviously, you can see we can't do that right now, but a lot of people will do like 75 to 85 when it's clear in the left lane. So if you're a slower driver, definitely stay on the right. It's not Florida, so we're not at 50, 55 miles an hour here. Okay, so on the left, if you can see it a little bit, you've got FC Dallas. That's the stadium where the FC Dallas team plays. It's super popular. People like to go to the games. And that's also on the left-hand side. We're coming up on Main Street of Frisco, so you're going to have like the newer part of Main Street being built on the left-hand side. So it's 9 o'clock in the morning. Well, it's about 9:15 now, and there's still lots of traffic, which is surprising because I thought most people would be at work. But there is a very, very large population of Frisco that works from home. We actually have on some blog or some site, we won #1 best city to be a remote worker. We have the most remote workers in the country. So a lot of people work from home. left-hand side, we have Medical City Frisco. It's one of the bigger hospitals here. And here we are. Fun stuff. This is what Dallas North Tollway actually normally looks like every day. So be prepared. And like I said, use the Waze app.